Hi everyone, this is Dira here again with another video. Welcome to my channel. In this video I will speak about the Saturn transit in Vedic sidereal astrological system. In this system, Saturn is currently in the sign of Capricorn, and I'm recording this video in March of 2021. And Saturn has been here in the sign of Capricorn in Vedic sidereal system. I would like to emphasize this, not in Western topical system. For more than a year, because Saturn entered the sign of Capricorn on 24th of January in 2020, and it will stay there till 16th of January 2023. But during this period of time, Saturn will move to the sign of Aquarius for a while, then it will turn retrograde and go back to Capricorn. But on this day, on 17th or 16th of January in 2023, Saturn will leave Capricorn behind. So generally, Saturn stays in one sign for about 2.5 years. So now in Vedic sidereal system we are around the middle of the Saturn transit. Okay, so I will speak about only Saturn transit and only two sign. All the natives who have Libra ascendant or moon sign, and Scorpio, the Scorpio persons. So all the natives who have Scorpio ascendant or moon sign. And quite shortly about the planetary positions. This is the positions of planets currently by the beginning of March in 2021 when I'm recording this video. And this chart is set to Libra ascendant, and Saturn is here in Capricorn, because to Libra ascendant, Capricorn is the 4th house, this one. And as you can see, Saturn is not alone here, but together with Pluto and Jupiter, and for a while with Makara. You must know that Saturn transit is about it is a quite heavy transit. Saturn brings challenges and obstacles on that field of life where it is transiting. And by the beginning of the transit in a house or in a sign, Saturn will bring you challenges, obstacles, hurdles. You don't understand what is happening around you. You are blocked. And now it is together with Pluto, and it will bring transformation. So it will be quite intense together with Pluto, the effect of this Saturn transit. But during this transit, you will learn how to be disciplined on this field of life, and you will get much more mature connected to this field of life. And Saturn is a quite strict teacher, honestly. It teaches you quite hard lessons. So it is much easier to handle a Saturn transit if you are ready to learn new things, if you are ready to be disciplined, if you are ready to look deeper on that field of life. And to Libra ascendant, this 4th house is about your roots, your parents, or the place where you are from, or the emotional pattern or mental pattern that you have brought from your childhood connection, relationship with your parents and your roots. So probably during or it is also about the place of residence where you live. So probably during this transit you will have a quite cold relationship with your parents. You should be quite disciplined when it is about your pattern, your emotions, or your connections with your past, with your parents. It can also mean, together with Pluto, that you will change your place of residence. You will relocate. It can also mean that you will look much deeper into your culture, your traditions. It is not just about your parents' house anyway, but the settlement you are from, or what's more, it can be your country. So to Libra Ascendant it will about that. But Jupiter is also there, and Jupiter is a quite positive planet. So while it will be there, it will be much easier to you to adjust your life to this Saturn transit. Okay, quite shortly, that's all about the Libra Ascendant. And let's see the Scorpio. Just a moment, I will change the position of the planets. The Scorpio Ascendant, this Saturn transit will happen in their 3rd house. So during this transit, all the Scorpio Ascendant or Moon sign persons must be or should be really careful how they communicate, because 3rd house is connected to communication and self-expression basically, and it is also about all the people around you with whom you meet every day and speak every day. And probably you must be quite disciplined what you speak, with whom you speak, about what you speak about and with whom. It is also about gossiping, so just be really careful about with gossiping about other people or about you. Just a moment. Because if you are not careful with your words and with gossip, you can get into trouble, because Saturn will be quite strict to you and force you to take the responsibility how you handle information and what you communicate and to whom. If you have students, it is also about that. You must take responsibility how you teach other people, what you teach to other people, how you communicate, what you write down, what you speak. So it is also about oral and written communication. If you write, I don't know, articles in a newspaper, or you write a novel or something like this, it is also really important what you write, what is your message. It is also, this is also about social media anyway, so be really careful during this transit what you post on social media. Yeah, I think that's all to Scorpio Ascendant, and let's see the cards. I will start with Libra Ascendant. Anyway, during this spread I will use the Normand, Kipper deck, Steampunk Tarot and a Moonology card, but only the message will be important from this Moonology card, not the moon phase. Okay, let's see. The Horse Rider, the Mask from Lenormand, Courthouse, Community from Kipper deck, Queen of Pentacles, the Word from Steampunk, and we will check the Moonology later. I will pull some more cards. So, by the beginning of this transit, these three cards mean that by the beginning of this transit you will face quite serious conflicts. And to Libra Ascendant it was about this fourth house. Conflicts. It can mean that with your parents, or inner conflicts, quite deep inner conflicts that you, emotional conflicts that you have brought from your childhood. But at the same time, with this card, you will have conflicts because you will realize that so many people around you from your background they are not what they seem to be. They pretend that their emotions or their attitude is not honest. You will realize that you cannot trust these people. They are not honest to you. They wear masks, and it will be quite irritating to you probably, and that's why you will have an inner conflict or outer conflict with them. Yeah, let's see the keeper cards. These three cards can mean that you know, courthouse can mean literally a courthouse, so everything that is connected to it. So it can mean that maybe in your community you will face how things goes in legislation or financially, or the how can I say, the law system and the financial system of your own country. Oh, it is quite really hard to express it to me in English, that about the government, about the leadership of your settlement. So the different layers of the system around you, the society, the system of the society around you. So you will understand much deeper how your community works, and the system of your community, financial and legal system of your community. It can mean that in the leadership in your community. It can mean in your settlement or in your country, and you will be quite interested in it, and you will understand it much deeper, because Saturn is about that. You will understand. You will be able to look deeper and understand it deeper. And it is quite important that Saturn is transiting in Capricorn, and Capricorn is about that, about government, about you know, this legislation, law system of a society, structure of a society, structure of a community. So you will understand much deeper the structure of your community, of your society. By the end of this transit, you will feel much better. You will have quite good social life, friends around you. Financially, you will be much better, and it can mean that you will find your place somewhere, and you will be quite active. You will be quite ready to choose where you want to live. So probably this card can mean that you will relocate. You will leave this fourth house behind. You will relocate, you will travel to somewhere, but it can also mean that you will find your place. And anyway, this card can be a sexual card, so it can also mean that you will have a quite good social life, and after a while you will find your place with someone, with a partner somewhere. And actually it can mean that during this transit you will face that how important it is to have a partner and to be able to settle down with someone somewhere. Because this fourth house is also about property. When you buy a property or choose a property and settle down there with someone, the place of residence. Okay, yeah, I think quite briefly, that's all. I will not pull more cards, and let's see the numerology. A personal issue reaches resolution. And it is quite interesting because full moon in Cancer, there's the moon phase or moon position of this card, and the 4th house is connected to Cancer, so it is quite relevant. So if you had any sort of personal issue with your background, your parents, your roots, your community, your society, your traditions, it will reach some sort of resolution in you and around you. Okay, thank you for your attention, and I will check the next sign. So Scorpio, Ascendant or Moon sign. So it was the 3rd house to you, the Saturn transit. Yeah, clouds. And the Child from Lenormand deck. Thoughts. Imprisonment. 3 of Pentacles. The Empress. And the Moon card. We will check this later. Will you pull some more cards? Dog. Mature woman. Knight of Swords. Okay, let's see. So, you know, this 3rd house is, as I already mentioned, it is connected to students if you have students, and this card is also about that. It can mean that. So, the beginning of this transit is a crisis. It is quite generally with Saturn transit. The beginning of this transit can bring some sort of crisis. And you will have some sort of crisis if you have students with the students. They will leave you behind, they will be not loyal, or you will try to, maybe you have a quite friendly communication with children, because this house is also about the basic, the elementary school and elementary knowledge. So it can mean that generally you have quite a friendly and loyal attitude to children, but you will realize that you get into some sort of crisis. It will change during this transit. You don't know how to communicate with children, because maybe Saturn is also about patience, as I have already mentioned, and maybe you will not be patient enough. The children will test your patience very much, and you must be really disciplined to be able to handle the situations, to communicate in the right way with children or your students. It can also mean that this card sometimes can mean your dreams. So it can also mean if you don't teach children and you don't work with children, that you will feel that you are feeling, or you felt at the beginning of this transit, that your commitment to your dreams is being tested very much, because this card is about loyalty. Are you committed enough to reach your goals? The next three cards from Kipper deck shows to me that this third house is about self-expression and your mentality, your thoughts actually, and how you express your thoughts. And during this Saturn transit in that house, you will feel that actually you are imprisoned. So you cannot express your thoughts openly and freely. You probably will feel that you want to communicate yourself quite intensely, openly, freely. You have new thoughts, you have your opinions, and you cannot speak about that openly and freely. And it will upset you, and probably you will face, it can mean two things. You, maybe a mature woman, an older woman, will block your communication. It can also mean that this woman is your mother, and it is a sort of pattern of communication that you have brought from your childhood, from your mother, and you want to get rid of this. It can also mean, so it can mean in your pattern, mentality in you, and you want to get rid of this. It can also mean, if you are a mature woman, that simply you face that you are blocked in your communication and your mentality. So these three cards can mean that. And by the end of this transit, after some sort of Knight of Swords is about communication. It can also mean conflicts, but the Sword Suite is about communication and mentality and thoughts connected to this. So by the end of this transit, you will get a higher level of communication and mentality. So you will get out of this crisis, and you will realize a lot of things that you have never thought of before. And probably you will be much more accurate in your communication and self-expression. The end of the spirit is quite interesting, because these two cards is connected to sexuality. So it can also mean that maybe your communication is connected to your emotions and sexuality. And by the end of this transit, you will be quite how can I say, quite much more accurate and quite self-expressive emotionally and sexually. Or if you are manipulated sexually by words, by communication, you will realize it. How other people manipulate you emotionally, sexually by words. And by the end of this transit, if you are a woman, you will realize that you can step into your power and you can get rid of this manipulation. I think that's all. I will not pull more cards. So probably with mature woman and Empress here, if you are a woman, by the end of this transit, you will feel that you are much more mature as a woman in your communication and the way you express yourself as a woman, your emotions or your sexual desire. Okay, let's see the last card. The answers you need are coming, and it is quite interesting again because this card is about the full moon in Gemini, and the third house is connected to Gemini and communication. So maybe these thoughts and communication is connected to that you would like to get answers to some sort of questions, and during this transit you are searching answers to your questions, and that is the promise of this message, that the answers you need are coming. You will get your answers to your questions during this transit. And it can mean that it will be connected to sexuality. I mean, so Venus, this is the Venus symbol, can you see? The emotions and sexuality. Okay, I think that's all. So, thank you for your attention and for visiting my channel, for watching my videos. If you like it here, please come again and like and share and subscribe to my channel. You can write comments. If you write comments in comment section, please write in English. I will be happy to read them. Thank you very much. Bye bye.